Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922 yet again. Did Maggie. Okay. Got that out of the way. Akame got Kiru. This one was... Well, this one was good for several reasons. But for now, I'm going to say that this one, 4 out of 5. This one was like... There's fire trucks. This one was called Kill the Trauma. Now, the thing about this one was... Majority of it wasn't really nothing. I mean... Small talk. You know, the important part of this chapter was of Najena's past, the one who's ahead of Night Raid. Her past with when she was in the Empire. And she was a general in the Empire. You know. And basically, majority of it was kind of stupid stuff. In the beginning part, we get Tatsumi and Rabak. They're going out to patrol and go around the town, so on and so forth. And there's this scene with Akame. It was kind of funny scene. Akame saying about how she ate their lunches, half of their lunch, and Tatsumi doesn't need any of it. Pay no need. And that's when something interesting happens that is starting to happen. I've noticed Maine, all of a sudden, like since the last chapter into this one, she's got the hots for Tatsumi. Yeah, she's like she's all lovey-dovey on him and stuff, and then she decides to tell Rabak, "Go take a seat," and she's gonna go with Tatsumi instead. So she goes with him, and they go to this nice spot, and they're having lunch and so on and so forth, and that's when Huda shows up. Path of Peace. Lord of the Path of Peace. And he basically is talking to them about certain things. And Tatsumi asked him a very interesting question in this situation. He asked him, because he's talking about how he prophesied and how he healed, and by those people the Path of Peace was created, and is now. And Tatsumi asks about those people you serve. Do you sense anything with those mysterious powers? For example, darkness. And that's when the Lord, the Path of Peace, says darkness. He basically says every human has darkness inside of them. Give or take. And I think he goes on to say, you know, it's true that I sense deep darkness from some of the leaders, but when you're in charge of such a large organization, sometimes make difficult decisions. While I was by myself, I could only save those who were right in front of me, but now we've come this far thanks to those leaders who created this organization. I've chosen to believe in them. And then, this kind of scene was kind of interesting. We see Maine thinking about it, like how they're gonna, take out Boric, kill him, and this hopefully will right things and put it in a better place instead of corrupt. And interestingly enough, I think she's saying that he's too trusting. He could be assassinated at any moment and become an actual spirit. And we have to hurry with the Bork assassination. And he was mentioning the thing with him and Tatsumi and Main saying, saying, treasure this moment, you two have been blessed by God. Because they do, like, lovey-dovey. And that's when we get to the meat of the potatoes. He then has a conversation, Tatsumi, with Najenda, who is the leader of the Night Raid. And that's when she talks about her history, her past. Now, this was pretty graphic stuff, I thought. And she just goes on to tell him about, in the beginning, how she met this one guy who was trying to, marry me and stuff and all that jazz. And she, in the beginning, talked about saying to Tatsumi not to get too hasty. We don't have enough soldiers for that. She says that this boggled me. We need 50,000 elite soldiers and at least 10 Tegu users, including Akame. I'm like, but hey, it's no. They do. Trust me. They do. Because then she goes on to tell Tatsumi about about what happened. Basically, what happened was she was on a mission to take out the small bandits at this mountain area. I forgot what the name of the mountain was. Let me go check that. Take out this band when she was in the Empire. And what happened to her eye and her arm? That was done by Edese. It's a Tsunami people. And she basically, what happened was she was supposed to go and attack this bandit. Yeah, Mountain Cold Farm. It was a Mountain Cold Farm to take out these so-called bandits who happened to be revolutionaries army. And that's when she decided, Najenda, and she was a general, she came out and said it. She says, I'm going to go away from the Empire, and I'm going to join the revolutionaries. And she's basically telling this to all her men, who's part of the Empire. They're all part of the Empire. And saying that, I'm not going to force you to join, but if you want to join, come with me. If you don't, I won't hurt your families or you or anything. And this was like crazy. And they all decided to join her. And what ended on happening, though, is she joined the revolutionaries, had a revolutionary army, and was able to take out most of the soldiers that the Empire sent. But then came Edese. She marched her army, which was a great distance from them, all the way to intercept them, and she's like saying, we can't fight Edese, and then this is one soldier says, as long as we have our Tegu, we could stand up to them. And he got his head chopped off. I was like, yo, that's fucking brutal. Pretty much Edese annihilated him. Her and her group of those are by the way, those people that were with Edese during this raid were the ones that fought what's his name? The one who died, who gave the guy who died, who gave Tatsumi that Tatsumi's Tegu. Those two were there in the flashback. And pretty much they got decimated. Just decimated. They all got. And we know another thing that interests me in this scene, this flashback. Apparently, Najenda has the same weapon that Min had now. I was like, huh. So she must have gave it to her. Very interesting. Very interesting. That interests me. I was like, oh wow, that's nice. That just shows you like that originally that was her weapon, her tegu. And being anticipated is nothing to say. You get Edese throwing an ice pick at her eye, saying, "I'm very disappointed in Najenda. You betrayed the Empire. I won't let you die easily." She'll tear her limb from limb. And she freezes her arm and pretty much breaks it. And Edese is saying, she held her in high regard as a commander. And just breaks it in half. And I'm like, that bitch is bad. Edese is bad. Damn. She's one badass bitch. So, breaks her arm, shot her in the eye. It's about to finish her off. But the other Revolutionary Army reinforcements show up. They retreat. You know. And I think the last thing Edese says to her is she's retreating. And then she's saying, Najenda, saying that she lost a lot of her soldiers. And thus, life-threatening injuries as well, borderline of death. And, like, the last thing Najenda says to Tatsumi during this is, either way, I'm alive and I'm still here. You know, and she's just saying I'll be the victor. I'll purge this trauma. But first, Burke must be assassinated. Then after that scene, there's really nothing else that happens in this chapter. We see a scene with Wave and, Akame's sister. He's saying that, oh, I'll protect you, blah, 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 you know. He'll make up for it, you know, all that jazz. And Edese being, oh my god, this bitch is psycho. Listen, I advise every male, do not date someone like General Edese. Because you're not going to survive. You're going to get mincemeat. Yeah, you're going to get killed pretty badly. And she's basically saying that Hurry and Akame prepared the Tegu's trump card. Night Raid. And she says you're all in for a treat. And then we see Sue, you know, Susanoo, and what was the other one's name? I forgot her name. The tiger girl of Night Raid. Leon, I think. And they basically went through, and we could finally make our move. Also, I should mention that in this chapter, we found out when the prequel, Akame got Kiru prequel, comes out. November. You know what that means, people? And I'm going to tell you my thoughts on this chapter after I just want to mention this one thing. October, Attack on Titan prequel. November, Akame got Kiru prequel. That means you're going to get me doing 4 monthly chapter reviews. Forward to it. But now, overall, this was a good chapter. I liked how we got this flashback with Najenda. I thought it was nice. It was interesting to see that flashback and to show her struggles and how she betrayed the Empire. She wanted to join the revolutionaries because she wanted to change things. Pretty cut and dry on that. And I liked how they did that. Now, this is probably going to go kick in full gear. This is going to go full gear now with this situation. I can only imagine what Edese is planning. But I will say this. This shit is going to hit the fan if she finds out Tatsu's part of Night Raid. Now, at one point you want to say, oh yeah, she's going to kill him. I don't think so. I think she's gonna kill Najenda. Badly. Yeah, badly. And she's gonna steal Tatsumi and like try to like, I would say, brainwash. Because they brainwash. But I mean, there's not that many members of the Jaguars left. Jaegers you left. Okay, you got, who do you have? You got, okay, who do you say? Okay, you've got Wave, Akame's sister. Who else? Oh, the dude who flies. Those three. Aside from edese. She's gonna get some more reinforcements. You know, but yeah. This is a good chapter. 4 out of 5. You know, next month we'll see. I mean, if this Tegu that she's planning, edese has any kind of craziness towards it, you're gonna see some real fucking final fireworks next month. You know, but don't you guys think? What you guys think about this chapter? Also about the prequel. Now the prequel, pretty much, and I don't want. I'll probably do like. I'm gonna do a few discussion videos before. View videos to schedule while I'm on vacay for you guys. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about that. You know, that story. But yeah, great chapter, good chapter. Najenda killed the trauma. Trauma she felt under edese. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. I'm Bankai 922, and I will see you guys later. Peace.